It's been 10 years since Maruti Suzuki has been selling the Ertiga, and in all this time, this popular MPV has been through a complete generation change and seen multiple engine updates, including a 1.5-litre diesel engine which was developed in-house but unfortunately lived a very short life because of BS6 emission norms. So with no diesel engine to drive the sales, Maruti had to resort to CNG power, which, as you may know, has turned out to be an extremely popular choice among MPV buyers.
And what we have here is the 2022 update for the Ertiga CNG. Now, it's not a completely new model, but a proper facelift with actual changes to the mechanicals, new features, and some minor design tweaks. What's even better though is the fact that you can now have the CNG version in not just VXI, but also ZXI trim, which means more high-end features as standard from the factory itself.
So that's one of the reasons that we like about the new Ertiga CNG, and in this video I'll give you 4 more reasons to go right ahead and buy it, and 2 reasons which may influence your decision towards petrol only model. My name is Sagar and you're watching CarWale.
What you get here is an updated version of the 1.5-litre K15 series engine that has been powering the Ertiga since the launch of the second generation model in 2018. In the petrol-only model, you also get a mild hybrid system with an integrated starter generator and auto start-stop feature to preserve fuel in heavy traffic conditions. In the CNG version though, this feature has been given a miss. What's also worth noting is that the power output is down to 87 bhp and 121 Nm of torque for this engine to work the CNG system.
With this update, the focus has been on improving the refinement and overall NVH levels of this engine, and it shows as soon as you start up this engine and begin driving. I mean, at idle RPMs, it's so silent that you would even double check whether you have kept this engine running or not, and even under normal driving conditions, it remains silky smooth with no vibrations to be felt.
Maruti is claiming a fuel efficiency of 26.11 km per kilogram for the Ertiga CNG. In our economy runs, the Ertiga covered 18.01 km in the city and as much as 35.6 km per kilogram of CNG on the highway. The Ertiga then is a very efficient people mover, and when you consider the fact that currently there is a difference of Rs 35 per unit between the price of petrol and CNG in Mumbai, the cost saving is quite substantial for anyone whose daily usage is between 60 to 100 kilometers.
So earlier, the CNG option was available only in the VXI trim, but now with this update, you can also have it in the higher grade ZXI trim. Naturally, this means you get more features as standard from the factory itself.
Things like 15-inch alloy wheels, height adjustment for the driver's seat, push button start with keyless entry, climate control, electrically adjustable wing mirrors, rear seat armrest and a touchscreen infotainment system are all part of the standard equipment for the ZXI CNG trim. Now even though you do get Suzuki's new connected car tech in this trim, the infotainment system in here is the old SmartPlay Studio and not the latest SmartPlay Pro system that you get in the ZXI Plus trim. In terms of safety features, the ZXI trim gets front airbags, ABS, EBD and rear parking sensors. The only 2 features that we think should have been standard on this car are side airbags and a rear camera. The Ertiga is a big vehicle and a reversing camera would always come in handy when parking in tight spots. Changes on the inside are extremely limited. There's the familiar 3-row layout with beige upholstery, wooden finish on the dashboard and some chrome highlights to uplift the ambience. The dual-tone look for the seat fabric is also slightly different for the 2022 model, and while we are on the subject of seats, the ones in the middle row are extremely comfortable. Now they are a bit too soft for my liking, but there is no doubt that they are large and supportive with more than enough under-thigh support.
For easy access to the 3rd row, you get this one-touch recline and slide mechanism. And the Ertiga continues to impress once you're seated in here. I mean, I'm 5 foot 8 inches tall and I have more than enough legroom and headroom. The shoulder room is also good enough for me to be comfortable even if I were to share this third row with somebody my size.
Additionally, the third row gets a 50-50 split and the backrest can also be reclined. The Ertiga's cabin is full of small yet highly convenient features like cup holders and a power socket in each row, large bottle holders on all 4 doors, and air-cooled cup holders at the front.
So the biggest drawback as we see it is the reduced boot space because of the big tank that you get in the back. Thankfully, the Ertiga's boot space is still big enough for you to carry a few handbags and a small check-in luggage if you really need to stuff it.
In terms of volume, the boot capacity is officially measured at 209 liters, but that's without the CNG cylinder, which can hold up to 8 kilos of gas. The latter naturally eats up a significant amount of those 209 liters, which means all your shopping trips would need to be taken with some caution. The other major disadvantage of having a CNG powered vehicle is that you will inevitably have to endure long queues at refilling stations. Sure, the infrastructure for refilling is growing, but simultaneously the number of CNG vehicles is also growing. Besides Maruti Suzuki, we now also have Tata and Hyundai selling CNG vehicles, and in the coming future, you as a CNG vehicle user will have to wait much longer than on a petrol pump. So is the money you save on petrol worth the wait? You decide.
Like before, the new Ertiga remains a great all-round MPV. It's big on space and practicality, but then again, that's the least that you would expect from an MPV, right? What's surprising though is how polished it seems once you're in it, and things only get better with this 2022 update.
The addition of the ZXI trim for the CNG model has made it a lot more appealing, and there is no doubt that this higher grade trim will only add to the mammoth numbers that the Ertiga has been consistently pulling on the sales chart. Now in terms of pricing, the VXI CNG comes in at 10.44 lakhs, whereas the ZXI CNG that you see here is priced at 11.54 lakhs. For on-road prices in your city, do visit our website carwale.com and please consider subscribing to our channel if you like our work.